What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing great. I hope your New Year's is blessed with whatever goals that you guys want to accomplish this year. Well, next year. Like I said in my last video, Merry Christmas to everyone, or I hope everyone's Christmas was great. And for the people where the holidays doesn't bring a lot of positivity, just know God loves you, and I wish the best for you. And I hope you are blessed with grace and happiness at some point. Now, I want to start this off. I want to talk about something that I've been noticing a lot of for probably the last 2 years. I like to call it the negative side of human nature. Basically, I'm going to tie this in with Batman. I love Batman, but I'm going to tie this into that. Let me start off by saying Batman is one of my favorite DC characters. Superman is my first, always Superman. But Batman is obviously definitely one of my other favorite DC characters, probably number two. I want to start us off by saying I've been noticing that a lot of people have been saying that they're lonely. A lot of people have been saying that they're lonely, that they don't have any friends, that they don't have a lot of happiness or a lot of people surrounding them that, would make them feel like they have company. And I wanted to touch on that because what I've been realizing is that a lot of people don't have friends because, for one, you put yourself in a box. Now, I don't have a lot of friends neither, but here's something that I really wanted to explain. A lot of you guys put yourselves in a box. And by box, I mean, this box you guys put yourselves in is labeled with all these different titles. And you are trying to live and pretty much place a placebo effect on yourself to convince yourself you're these labels that you have titled yourself on this box. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, calling yourself an introvert. Now, I know everybody wants to be interesting. I know people like to think that they're very mysterious and that they're very, how do you say this? Very exciting to be around, so to speak, I guess. I've been noticing a lot of people call themselves introverted. You're calling yourselves introverted. And I've been realizing the reason why is because you want to seem like Batman. And the reason why I'm tying this to Batman is because it's the best example or analogy that I can make. You want to be interesting. You want to be mysterious. You want to be the silent, cool person that's off to the side that everyone finds interest in. And I'm not judging you for this, but it obviously comes from a place of deep insecurity because you clearly don't think you're good enough to just be you. You don't think you're good enough to be who you are. A lot of people like to put other people above them, and then they realize why they're sad. You're sad because you think that because this specific person has millions of dollars and they're a multi-million-dollar recording artist that tours the world and has millions of fans screaming their name in different countries, that they're somehow better than you. And they're not better than you. Yeah, sure, they may have talents that they've worked on that are better than your talents, but that's because they worked on those talents. Yeah, they may have millions of people screaming their name and wanting to know who they are, but that's because they worked it up to that point. A lot of you guys have to understand that these titles that you put on yourself, when you say that you have anxiety or the self-diagnosed autistic people, and I say self-diagnosed because a lot of you people say you're autistic, but you're self-diagnosing yourself. You're not a psychiatrist. You're not a doctor. You don't have any degree in the medical field. You just Googled and Wikipedia'd what are the effects of Asperger's and or autism and what part of the spectrum you fall on, and then you titled yourself that. And that title on that box, you're trying to place that placebo effect on yourself to live through that title. You're trying to be this thing that you're not. And that's why a lot of you guys are lonely. That's why a lot of you guys don't have friends. Because you're trying too hard to put on this mask of this thing that you want to be instead of just being you. And being you is more than all you have to do. Yeah, sure, add some type of interest to your personality. Sure, add some type of mystery to it. Be interesting. Find a hobby, find a passion, do something, right? But if you don't have anything, that's okay too. You know why life was better back in the 50s and the 90s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, even though there was a lot of bad times during those times, but people seem to glorify those times. You know why? Because a lot of people were just being themselves. Nobody had any reason to be anything else. And I know a lot of people like to blame the internet nowadays and social media as to why. But to be honest with you, a lot of the reason why social media and the internet in general have this effect on people is because people were already going in a certain direction, and the internet and social media just helped exemplify those certain directions that we were heading into. It helped expand on some of the stupidity that some of us have. And it expanded on the intelligence that some of us have. And it expanded on the investigative skills that some of us had, or the, like video essays that we see on YouTube or other platforms where people are able to break down things and, for hours long, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour long, basically documentary films. There is a lot of good that you have to offer the world. And being or trying to be like what I call Batman, I call it the Batman mentality. This is the negative side of the Batman mentality, because there's a positive side as well. And I'll touch on that in another video. But this is the negative side of what I call the Batman mentality, where you want to be cool, where you want to be mysterious, where you think I'm just going to try to be by myself to get attention so that way I seem interesting because I don't want to talk to nobody. It's very odd to me that people say they don't like people, but then those are the same people that will go online and cry in front of a camera about how they don't have any people around them. The same people that put other like celebrities and movie stars or anybody making money above them. Nobody is above you because they make some green pieces of paper with dead presidents on it. You guys know that, right? Nobody's better than you because their status or their name is on a building. Yeah, sure, they made their mark, but they're not better than you. You can make a mark too. Anybody on this planet can make a mark. And some people, sure, I'll say this honestly, and I'll be realistic. I won't be delusional. Some people are fucked. Some people won't make it. Some people don't have the ability to do that. But that doesn't mean that you, or anybody else for that matter, has to be that way. It's a choice. Some of us just choose to be fucked. But for the ones that know that they're not fucked, for the ones that know that they can be better, think for yourself, man. Think for yourself. Be who you're supposed to be. And I really mean that. Stop putting these titles on yourself. You're not introverted. You're not extroverted. You're human. Sometimes you feel like being by yourself, and sometimes you don't feel like being by yourself. You're not autistic. You don't have social anxiety. No, you're just a human being. Sometimes it's nervous to go in a new setting and talk to new people. It's nerve-wracking. It's scary to do that. It's terrifying to do that. I get scared sometimes. I get scared to, meet new people, talk to new people. I'm afraid too sometimes. I get nervous. but I don't have social anxiety. I realize that that's just what makes me human. Everybody on planet Earth has fear. And if they don't have fear, there's two things. They're either not alive or there's something wrong with them. And they need to go see a doctor, get their head checked. Because there ain't no way you don't have fear. It's okay to be who you are. You don't need a title. You don't need to lie and say you're introverted, you're extroverted. You got to stop saying that. You got to be who you are. And who you are is whatever your name is, whatever the color of your skin is, whatever, any of that, don't matter. Who you are. Be that. Figure it out. Stop putting these titles on yourself. It's weak. It's weak to do that because I see a lot of people use it as a reason as to why they don't have friends, or a reason as to why they don't go out, and a reason as to why they don't do this. But then again, they're the same people. And a lot of you guys know this. You're the same people that will sit and be upset that you don't have nobody by your side. I have a hard time trusting people too. I've been backstabbed. I've been betrayed. I got a couple of stories that I'm going to tell you guys over the course of me trying to grow this channel. But I'm just going to let you guys know now. This Batman mentality is not going to save you. People complain about how everything's depressing and negative and dark now. But then we get, and I'm going to use this as an example. This is a perfect example. We get this new Superman film by James Gunn being made, like I spoke about in my other videos. We get this film being made and people are saying that the film's too bright, or that it seems corny, or that it seems this, or it seems that. It's like, wow. So being optimistic's corny now? That's cringy now to sit here and be positive? The same thing that a lot of you guys say you want to be? You can't complain and say everyone's mean-spirited and rude nowadays if all you're doing is watching and observing and soaking in the negativity and the depression and the darkness. That's all you're doing. That's all you seem to be attracted to. That's why the music that's bad, that people say has a bad message, blows up, because that's what people pay attention to. Now all of a sudden it's corny to be positive. It's cringy to have hope. It's cringy to be better. Like, what are we actually doing? I just wanted to speak on this. I really did. When I'm able to write down I like to write my own stuff. A lot of this I kind of do off the top. I have a lot of thoughts that go through my mind that I want to share. And I'll definitely be sharing more, like I said, as I grow this channel. And I'll be doing my best to do that. Just keep that in mind. I'm not nobody special. I'm not nobody's superhero. I'm not no Superman. I'm just like you. I'm a human being just like you. And I just wanted to say that. Think for yourself. Stop putting these titles on yourself. Stop putting other people above yourself because of where they're at in life. This status, this money, none of it means shit anyway. It really doesn't. They bleed red just like you bleed red. Just like I bleed red. We all do. Their heart's beating right now, and it's going to stop at some point. Just like yours is going to stop at one point. Just like mine is going to stop at one point. One day it'll be the last time you and I all look at the sky. See grass, see trees. It'll be the last fucking time. That'll happen one day. Till then, stop putting these titles on yourself. Be you. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.